I don't know how to stop this.
Buddy, do you need
the
a
right
script?
response.
Oh
Kubrick,
shit! Hang on, let me look through the
Welcome
script
to the
again.
MovieJar podcast, the podcast where we watch movies and talk shit and get mildly confused at the state of the economy. My name's
Yippee.
Alex, and
Okay,
I'm
we're not talking
suffering.
about fucking Guatemala again, okay?
My name's Alex, and I'm
Brother.
3D. Kaya, you go ahead.
I'm Kaya,
You
I'm
sure
a film
about
student. This is the first time we've recorded our name intros in 3 weeks. Or 3 recordings.
Oh my god, is it really?
Yeah, we didn't
It
do it for
is.
Prey, we
Oh.
didn't do it for Tenacious D.
Sorry
Oh,
for
well.
anyone who came across our podcast and just didn't know who the fuck we were.
Who the fuck are these randoms?
Anyways, hello, my name's Cameron. I was supposed to be the one introducing the film this week, and I will. But this is the first time I've done it, and my brain is melting.
Hey.
Who are you?
Who are you?
No.
How did you get into my house?
What are you doing in my house?
The door was there. I just like walked. I have that ability. that
Name
not
and
many people do.
identification.
What is your social security number?
2000000000000. There you go.
Oh shit, it's a hell moment. Oh, guys, watch out.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get
Alright,
thrown into
time to
space.
throw you out
Can't
the
wait to
airlock.
be thrown into space.
Oh no, the space baby!
Bro,
It's here.
that shot of him just like flying through the air is so funny.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's supposed to be horrific.
Anyway,
Anyways,
Cameron,
hi.
what is this movie that we are talking about?
This movie is one that a lot of people are very familiar with. 2001: A Space Odyssey.
We're
Boo.
officially a film podcast.
Yeah, this is my
Boo.
favorite film of all time. But not for the reasons that a film student usually has it for. Because in my opinion, I'm gonna start this off with a very controversial opinion. People who like this movie for the story are fucking weird.
Yeah.
And I think that I think that it fails at a story.
I think it also fails abstraction.
No,
So-
I honestly,
No.
I've had time to circulate on it, and it does have a lot of abstract themes. Also, viewers at home, I will let everyone know, I am now officially considering getting a new mic.
Oh, you're considering it.
Okay, look, man, there's a lot of factors.
Do you want my lapel mic?
Oh yeah, Cameron has a
No,
lapel
I'm thinking of
now.
getting like an actual mic for like my job.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna do the business expense.
Hell yeah.
Taxes.
What fucking business expense? We're not a company.
Some business
Could
for
be a
me, not
company.
you.
Business
No.
expense implies that we do taxes.
That's okay.
For legal reasons, we do taxes.
Taxation. Oh, taxation. Imagine.
Imagine taxes. Imagine
Oh,
taxes on like.
anyway,
Imagine taxes like Imagine Dragons.
Anyway,
Ooh, what a big whoop.
me personally, I fucking hated this movie.
I
in
am not
terms
surprised.
of regarding it as like a fictional piece of media with the story, I fucking hated it. The story, interesting in concept, they fucking failed at actually executing it very well.
It's a mind fuck.
This is this movie is the reason why I am skeptical when people say, "Oh my god, you have to watch insert really famous popular movie here," and I go, do people like this movie and say it's a classic because it's actually a good movie, or because we want to suck Martin Scorsese, Kubrick, whoever's cock?
Hey,
This is
don't-
this is that movie. This is
No,
the
don't-
reason.
Oh, my beloved.
don't wrap Scorsese into that.
I
that is-
will.
You have made many film nerds angry by saying that.
Oh my god, I'm not like other film shoots.
Yeah, you have bad taste.
Says you.
God.
No, we were
This
talking
is your
about
favorite
Superman.
movie.
This is
Chris and I,
cringe
Chris,
enough.
what do you mean? Look,
Space baby.
look, I'll admit, Chris and I watched.
It didn't make sense.
Okay, look, Chris and I watched
is
the
having a
film,
stroke.
and we both had.
That
Both had-
stroke. Oh god, I've had it already. It's in the family, but it's happening now. Oh, fucking! What is this movie? Was it? What is it? I swear, okay.
This is
Abstract
Kubrick's joke
films.
obsession.
Abstract films are. They're just mind fucks. They're there to have the director's dick directly shoved in your eye socket and then just jacked off into. Hey,
What a visual.
hey,
Ah,
okay. I am just questioning everything that enters my eyeballs. There's like 5 minutes at the start where it's just a fucking black screen,
It
and we had
is.
to skip. We had to skip it because it's just shitty music and a black screen, and then you enter to monkeys, and it's not even
For-
like
for like
they're
15
all right
minutes.
looking. 15 minutes
20.
and there's
20
monkeys.
minutes actually.
Okay, where's the space? I don't see an Odyssey. I see monkeys.
Well, actually, okay. Okay,
Actually,
if
I
I
see
may
monkeys.
inject in here.
no.
Okay.
Denied.
It's nice knowing you guys.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Good.
Okay, now I'm here to interject. So,
Okay.
so, I've had time to look, viewers. I'll catch you up on something. When Chris and I watched this, we both had very similar reactions. We watched this the whole way through. It was confusing. We were confused, and then by the end of it, we were drinking.
You
Yes.
drank?
Well, I didn't
After
drink. Alex drank.
After it, I needed it.
I wish that I watched it with you then. I watched it with my cat.
Yeah, no, after it, I was like, I need alcohol to process this. And I processed it, and I think on the abstract, it does it well, but I think that's a topic up for discussion for the abstractness of
Fucking hate
film.
abstract films.
Yep.
Well, okay, abstract films do have a point. Some people just don't like them.
Chris being one of them.
I do not like having a dick in my fucking eye socket, Alex.
It's not about the dick. This is just Kubrick. Don't lump all of
Kubrick,
Wait,
isn't Kubrick meant to be like the auteur of abstract bullshit?
Not really,
No.
no. Not at all. No, not at
Uh,
all. Not at all. If we're talking actual abstract cinema, then we're going to the fucking Eastern Europe bloc. And
Oh
Kafka.
god. Stalker. Actually, no, Stalker's pretty good. I'm not gonna talk shit on it. It's actually decent.
Guys, I think this film's kind of Kafka-esque.
Brother.
What do you mean? What do you mean by this?
Film students be like,
Film shit.
What even is Kafka? I don't know.
oh, Franz Kafka. He was a film creator, and he made a very unique style, to say the least.
That's one way.
And
You
to
know
put
what?
it.
I don't need to know.
That
You
is
can be
certainly-
silent, and
That
I
is
can live a
certainly
better
a way
life.
to put it.
And because of that, he like the whole thing of Kafka-esque is something that I've had film teachers actively tell the class when they're making a movie based on other authors' styles. Do not use Franz Kafka. You will fail.
Yep.
It is so overused and not understood by those people using it that there's no point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need more, I guess. The
you
audience
really
can look it
don't.
up. I won't, but the audience can.
Anyways,
So,
yes. So this is 2001: Space Odyssey. For those
Certainly
of
a
you who
film.
haven't seen it,
Don't do it. Don't watch it.
no, I think you should, but be prepared to go in with an open mind and not expect an actual cohesive story.
I'm going to put something in here. I think people should watch it, but not for the express purpose of yeah, as Cameron says. The reason why I think people should watch it is because it's an experience. That's it.
That I never
You've
want
never
to
been
have
on
again.
Yeah, but it's like
experience
LSD, alright? Like if
LSD
we talk,
Kubrick in the
if we're
house.
talking, if we're talking, if we're talking like
Time to fuck the
abstract cinema,
vibes.
then we do need to talk about LSD. Now, according to research I did while we're watching the film, uh, Kubrick apparently said, "Look, I don't think writing when you're on drugs is a great idea because when you do that, you just become one with the universe. And you just lose the will to properly interrogate what is real around you. Now, I don't know about you, but that sounds like someone who's at least done LSD.
Oh, he's very much done LSD.
Absolutely. That's not even
He
a
has
Um,
probably
debate.
no. What happened was even all the actors were taking it because in the final scene, with all the really fast flashing lights where he turns into the space baby. Um,
Yes.
Chris had
yeah,
nightmares.
yeah, I don't blame you. Um,
Why
n-
was it there? It wasn't nightmares. It was just confusion.
Nightmare, nightmare, nightmare.
no, the actors took LSD just in time where it would hit them at the right point of filming. So they'd take it 20 minutes before, so that the moment that the character playing is it David?
Dave.
David or Dan? I
Dave.
can't remember.
David.
Yeah, Dave.
Dave.
I I forget. When he's in the bed, he would be like tripping the fuck out on LSD while being filmed.
So incredibly
Um,
based.
which is really funny to me because like, damn, it really
Ah,
looks like it.
60s.
Okay, one thing that was crazy when I found this out, this movie came out a year before the moon landing.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it came
Like-
out after.
No, the moon
No,
landing
this
was 1969. This came out in 1968.
I see.
And that is crazy to me. The very iconic image of Jupiter, like the one from is the Voyager, that came out in that was released in 1977. Like we didn't
Yeah.
have that very famous photo of Jupiter when this movie came. I mean, we still obviously like knew what it looked like, but like that's crazy.
What's the thing? He knew what he knew what it looked like, so he just made it. Same with the moon.
He just made it.
He just fucking made it.
just made it.
And
Like the I
LSD
find it
Kubrick
very
made the moon
difficult
landing?
to criticize movies like this because purely on a technical level, I fucking adore like the movie as like a visual thing. How? Because it's so well done. It is
However.
literally just this dude's show reel for two and a half hours.
Yeah.
But like in terms of any sort of story or writing, I just why?
It's too beyond our brain.
I can I think
so-
I can appreciate the time
Space
and
baby.
effort. I can appreciate the time and effort, and I appreciate Kubrick and the work that he has done and the influence he has had on the film industry. And I respect the man. However, I just hate his
Right up.
like way of storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
Like the style. I just dislike his style on a personal preference level. The only exception to that really is The Shining. Um,
The Shining.
The Shining.
Shia LaBeouf.
The Shining.
Shut up.
I'm trying to find some good shit here, man.
The Here's
Uh,
Johnny.
Yeah.
It's really the
it's-
only one of his works that like I feel like I enjoy watching. And that's because it's based off of a Stephen King novel. He didn't come up with the entire plot himself.
To be fair, this was also based off a model
That's true. It was.
book. This is
Um,
based off a book as
The-
well. Which
The
so
book
the
has
Space
a
Baby was someone else to blame.
yeah. If you want an actual story, go read the book.
Yeah, because
That's all I'll say.
This does really like when I. Well, no, I think it's because it's a simple difference between. Okay, I'm gonna try and explain this the best way that I can. Stephen King read the book and then not Stephen King.
Stephen King.
Stephen King.
Stanley
Stephen
Kubrick.
King.
Stanley Kubrick just
They're
read
both
the book
SK.
and then made the movie. See, the issue is he didn't go through the translating the book to a movie. He just made the movie using the book as reference, which is kind of
Yeah.
an issue because a book will give you descriptions that you don't get visually. A book will describe in great detail, but also with great mystery, everything that you see. And I remember I read this quote from a director. I think he's dead, but I read this. Oh yeah, it was this quote from from the director of this one movie. I think it's the Fantastic Mr. Ridley. I kind of want to watch it.
Oh yeah.
And he said, when you go to make the movie, you're making what you saw in the book. But I think also along the lines, he basically said you have to translate the book's language into movie language. So while I think the movie, when you understand the plot of the book, the movie kind of makes sense. That's only because it's like reading the wiki page for the anime you're watching to understand why the protagonist is a dragon now,
I
you
do
know?
that.
Yeah. Um,
I
the
spoil
issue
all
is that
shows like that.
none of it's really explained, and it kind of feels like he just was on set and was like, okay, now we need to do this scene, and then he just showed the book to people and then threatened to kill them with a jaguar. You know, like Chris and I reckon that fucking leopard. Chris and I reckon Stanley Kubrick just went into the wilderness and came back and was like,
fed the fucking actors to him.
It's just like, hey guys, found one.
Hey guys, I got one.
be good enough, or you get the leopard. It's like he gave the leopard to them anyway. It's just like he needed them to die really nicely.
it's just whole scenes of actors just dying on camera,
Just like
and Stanley Kubrick going, not good enough. And
Get
just
the
watching the
get the
leopard.
fuck up.
Do it.
This-
Get it right.
do you remember the zebra? Do you remember the zebra that the
Oh,
jag-
yeah.
was it the jaguar or the leopard?
It was a
fuck it,
leopard.
The leopard. That the jaguar was that the fucking leopard was next to. It just filled with actor corpses. Just filled to the brim.
Bro was hungry.
Bro was hungry.
Bro was
He's
hungry.
saving him for later. Bro was
Right.
hungry.
Yeah, I
Kubrick knew.
don't like this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I didn't
really,
expect anyone to actually like it.
it's really all I really don't have anything else really to say. There isn't really much to say about it.
Okay,
In
shall
terms
Chris and I
for
speak
me.
then?
Sure.
Okay, so
All right, you go first, Alex. I want to hear your opinion, and then I'll
okay,
share.
okay, yeah. Well, that's kind of what this podcast is for.
Yes.
See, my opinion on this film is mixed because I've had time to ruminate on it, and there are some parts of this film that I really like. And I want to start off with my hottest take. You guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
What if it was called
Oh my god, shut up, shut up, shut up, mute it,
2001.
mute.
2001 A Freak Odyssey? And instead
Eh?
of whatever we just saw, it was 7 hours of men touching each other.
What?
No.
I think
Alex,
I
look,
missed something
okay.
in the call when you guys watched this movie.
No.
No.
For the audience, Alex sent me a text at 4 p.m. today, and that was the exact message, and I was just like, what mental illness have you like been
All
recently
of them.
diagnosed
Collect
with?
them. You collect them, name them.
How much has
Throw them on them.
how much has your brain like turned to mush after this film?
Oh, a lot. Listen, after I watched this film, I immediately went to go grab booze because I was just so confused by the end. We were in a call with Chris and I were in a call with our friend Karina, and all of us were just puzzled, and we were screaming.
Bamboozled.
We were screaming. We were pointing and going, "What the hell is that?" We were saying
Space
other
baby.
obscenities. we were yeah. Then the Space Baby came on, and Chris just lost it. I think that's the first time I've ever actually heard Chris
Mental
that
breakdown.
hysterical. And I gotta
Mental
say,
breakdown right there.
I didn't enjoy some of my experience of the film, but I think I like it in a weird sadistic way. And here's my actual hottest take: Hal did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're wrong, I think.
Yeah, he didn't do anything wrong.
No, he did everything wrong.
No, no,
Well,
no. Every
Nah, nah, you're
I
wrong.
I did my confusion is, did he actually have a fault, or did he deliberately lie about it being broken?
See, no, I actually think it's a secret third option. He was right because it said in the vague story this thing has. In the It's like Transformers 1 in 2000,
God.
Transformers 1 and a Space Odyssey are similar in the fact that it takes an hour to get to the actual story, but like that's a comparison I never thought I'd make. But basically, it's revealed, and again, spoiler barriers are gone. It's revealed that Hal was the only one on the ship who knew the exact conditions of the mission they were going on. That they were going to meet this giant rectangle that was actually God or whatever, right?
Fucking
And
rectangle.
Space baby.
Yeah, it's
we'll
not
get to
space,
that.
baby. We'll get
Not
there.
Space Baby, it's the thing that makes the Space Baby.
Uh,
And see, he was the
so
only
very.
one. He was the only one who knew that the giant space baby would happen. He knew that as soon as they came into contact with that thing, the two humans that were on board were not going to like survive. Right? He knew that. He knew that as soon as they went in there, the communications would probably be shut down because the communications were shut down after the others had encountered the communications, and he was the only one who knew that. However, because of his directive, he couldn't say shit. He could warn them. He could say, "Don't you want to prod a little bit further like he did earlier? Like, hey, don't you wonder why we're going on this mission and the uncertainties?" And the other theory is, so either he knew, but he simply could not. Thanks, Cameron, but simply could not tell them, or Hal Hal was so intelligent that he became human. He himself evolved into a human-like consciousness to the point where, even in all of his intelligence, he could make, as he calls it, human error. Either he simply could not tell them the reasons as to why it would fault, because the other HAL system didn't know that. Or this HAL 9000, due to excessive exposure with humans, evolved to the point where he had to become essentially human, but then as soon as that happened, all the humans just plotted to kill him.
Wait,
That's my take.
so you're telling me that a machine
It's a
had
conspiracy. It's all a
that a
conspiracy.
machine
Ooh.
evolved to have feelings?
Okay,
He
it's
was
very
Cameron
screaming
okay.
knows where I'm about to go with
In
this,
his
I
death,
think.
in his
Yes,
death,
I do.
okay, in his
Are
death
they
throes, where
perhaps
it's-
in Detroit becoming human?
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god. Alright, I think that Alex does have a point here, but I don't think it's intended. You can literally see him sort of like dying and screaming out his song or whatever at the end, as
Yeah,
he's
but
essentially given a lobotomy. But I still think it's like it's like a false mirror, you know. You see a vague reflection of what is, but it isn't the same thing. You can see the outlines or whatever, but it's not the same.
I mean,
Uh,
true. However, intended meaning aside, well, I guess considering we're calling 2001: A Space Odyssey, we're an official film podcast, so I guess I can cover this. Death of the author. No. It doesn't really matter what Stanley Kubrick says, in my opinion, what this film is about, because it is part of the abstract genre. Now, what do I mean? A little history lesson, because I had a lecture that I had to miss because I was sick, but I did read the slides. Um, basically abstract cinema comes down to the point of prioritizing the method over the product. Particularly in this film follows abstract cinema in the sense that abstract animation focused on like experimenting with LSD and just seeing what colors would form. And
Okay,
Shapes and
that's not
colors.
exactly what it's.
basically, but like this this what this is focuses way more on the technical side of film, and that's fine. Alright, that's fine. But also, what abstract cinema sometimes does is it allows the viewer way more freedom in the actual interpretation of whatever is the hell they're watching, because there isn't necessarily the necessity of a story. Some abstract artists claimed that it was sort of countercultural to do abstract art because it denied the Western idea of there always needing to be narrative within a story. Hell, you could even consider Ghibli to sometimes be considered abstract film because Hayao Miyazaki actually refuses to even look at an iPhone, let alone have a consistent story. I'm looking at you, Spirited Away. And
What do you mean Spirited? Why is Spirited Away your choice for that?
Why is that the one getting
Why
strayed?
is
Spirited
that the one
Away
getting
is
strays?
That's not
That is the
abstract. That's very direct.
that is very much
it
not
doesn't
an
it does
abstract.
not it does not have the consistent westernized idea of a story.
What the fuck are
Yes,
you
it
talking? Yes, it
does.
does.
No, it doesn't. It is
Yes,
so
it
all over the
does.
it is all over the place. It
It's
barely
not.
has a
It's
climax.
so
Not
direct.
that much. Out
It
out
is
of
barely
out of
Also,
the
Okay,
Ghibli
okay. Let,
films,
let me
that
list it.
is
Let me list it.
uh,
Okay. Girl is moving house. Girl goes through this little portal, a little tunnel, after they get sidetracked on a road to get to their house because their house, the way their house is blocked by construction. Okay, from there, we go into like a
First 5 minutes.
spirit restaurant area. Cool. And they eat a fuck ton, and then they turn into pigs. And then she doesn't eat anything, so she got to work, apparently, at this like little fucking restaurant or whatever the fuck. Uh,
It's like the first
bathhouse.
10 to 20 minutes of Spirited Away, yeah.
yeah. And then from there, I believe she meets up with this weird blacksmith guy because happenstance, and that's good in films. It's good because it allows character growth that doesn't feel forced. Side tangent. She meets up with the little blacksmith guy who's like all about. I think it's. Yeah, yeah. He does the heat for the baths, I believe.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
don't think
that
we need
guy.
to cover. I don't think we need to cover point by point Spirited
No, this is
Away.
mainly from. Well, okay. It. The point is, it has a very direct story. It's not abstract in any sense.
Okay,
The
no, I would
point
argue.
is
I would.
that this is the wrong Ghibli film to use as an example.
I don't know, man.
If
I
any
think.
Ghibli film needs to
I
be
think.
used as an example for like there's no real story here, things just sort of happen, it's Totoro. And I love Totoro, but nothing happens in that one. Um Another one,
Look,
you could actually, okay, you could argue Howl's Moving Castle is abstract.
I would argue
No,
Howl's. I would
Yeah,
no
a
no,
no
little
no
It
bit.
takes
no 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 no.
it
Let
took me
let
several
me speak for the
watches.
people,
It,
Piccolo.
it's okay.
Let me speak. They need to hear this.
Let me
They need to
finish
hear this.
speaking
No, they do not.
I'm
first.
not
I
a big
wasn't
fan of
finished. I
Spirited
wasn't
Away.
finished
I wasn't
speaking.
finished either. I wasn't finished either, and then you two interrupted me. So, look, I understand. Look, I'm gonna make the point that we're getting away from 2001: A Space Odyssey, but just let me finish my point so I can rope it back into that one. We're not covering Spirited Away, and thank God for that one. Look, Spirited Away has abstract elements in it because Hayao Miyazaki has said himself that he doesn't necessarily believe in the westernized idea. I think I can try and find the quote for you if you want, Chris, but Hayao Miyazaki has said that he does not like the westernized idea of the story, of like this straightforward series of events with guaranteed character arcs and and things happening all the time. He likes to write stories for children with whimsy and a little bit of abstractness that he quote says kids will get it because they're not concerned with the state of the world. I use Spirited Away as an example because yes, if you list the events at the start of the film and at the end of the film and you just cover them, sure, but the main meat of the film is about a little girl who's just like my parents are piggies now, so I'm working in a spa. Um And
Okay,
a
yeah, but
lot
it's
of
not
it,
abstract film.
no,
It's
no, but
dense
no,
and
but it
animated,
does, it
but
does have abstract elements. It's not complete. It's not fucking. It's not fucking Jan Svankmajer, right? Like it's not. It's not. Who is that abstract artist? I'm not looking at my lecture slides right now. Look, it's
Like,
not
do you mean
complete
like
like Eastern.
painter?
It's not like complete Eastern Bloc style abstract stuff, but it does have abstract elements, and that's what I think is similar to 2001: A Space Odyssey. It is immensely technically amazing, just like a Ghibli film, and I like aspects of it, just like some Ghibli films. But just like Spirited Away, I don't really like it a whole much. Um, I think I like the film as an experience. I think 2001: A Space Odyssey is definitely the most experience I've had in my entire life watching a film. I think
that is a way of
how
saying.
I think that the HAL storyline and the spaceship storyline, I think there's more potential for there to be someone to make a film sort of like that, like a deep, intense character study on the relation between someone like Hal and the other astronauts. And you know what? Dave and the other guy, they were lovers and they were kissing. Okay? They were boy kisses. Alright? But I don't necessarily know if I'd be running back to go watch this film because I don't think it's something that has an immense amount of rewatch value.
This movie has the worst rewatch value, I think, of any film I've ever seen.
I don't know. Okay, I disagree
Okay.
with that. I disagree with that. Okay,
For
I
my,
think.
in my personal opinion, if I would never
Okay,
rewatch this.
well, okay, that's true. However, I think that Cameron spoke last night about how they liked abstract films because they could keep coming back to them and sort of like see different shit and make your own stories and stuff. Is that right, Cameron?
Uh, Close enough.
I think we should
You
let Cameron at the end of Chris speaking just have a big tirade about this film since it is their film.
you know what? Fuck it. Go on.
No, no,
Go off.
no. Continue your point.
Okay, so
Continue
the
your point,
point
Chris.
is that abstract films is like 80% of the fun, as a hypothetical in my perspective, is like just seeing the shit on the screen, laughing at it, and then trying to make sense of it like a puzzle box. It's not a fucking film where you can sit back and enjoy and just like turn your brain off and experience. It's something that you have to play an active role in, but like that's why I don't like them because I like a story from another person's perspective. I don't want to be puzzling shit together for like 2 hours, two and
Looking
a
at
half
you,
hours in this
Christopher
case.
Nolan.
Yep.
And that's coming from
Christopher.
someone whose favorite movie is a Christopher Nolan movie.
What is it?
Dunkirk.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
God, I love that movie.
I mean, that film's just good. Um, it's one of his only actually comprehensible works, I'd say.
Wow.
Digestible works, should I say? No, I've not watched
Yes.
Oppenheimer. No, I will not watch it for a very long time. I
Look
don't
at,
care.
looking at
Um,
you, Inception.
Looking
okay,
at
look,
Tenet.
fuck off. Um, so the reason that this is my favorite film, as I said at the very beginning, um, is that I enjoy films very differently. Um, I a lot of the time stories, I don't care. Stories do not grip me a lot of the time, and there are very few stories that do, and that when they do, they move me to tears a lot of the time. And which is why I enjoy abstract films so much. There's another film on my list that I'm really hoping that we don't get for a while.
The French one.
Yeah, they're
Uh,
called Fantastic Planet, and that's gonna be like if Alex was reaching for the whiskey bottle, or like by the end of this, it's gonna be 5 minutes in for Fantastic Planet.
oh, this is
Um,
one we have to watch together.
I'm gonna
yeah,
need to have some alcohol
I'm
poisoning.
gonna need some
please don't
alcohol.
watch this film sober, please.
Are you
Um,
certain?
No.
Yeah,
yes,
what?
Absolutely sure.
Yeah, watch this film sober, get drunk later.
yes.
Do I have to?
The only thing is that I enjoy films by dissecting how they're made, like how they're physically made. Like I can look at a scene, you can show me a frame, and my brain will immediately start trying to figure out how each piece of the composition is made. You know, no, there in this movie there is not a single bit of special effects. It is all practical because CGI did not exist when this movie was made. And to create a film with this high quality before any of that shows that this stuff was possible. And yes, I do think this a lot of this film was Stanley Kubrick flopping, as Chris said the other night, flopping his metaphorical dick on the table and being like, "Yeah, here you
No, his
go, bitch."
literal dick. It
No,
was hot. LSD Kubrick would. I'm just
LSD
saying.
Kubrick. Yeah, he would probably. Um, Knowing Kubrick, he's a bit of a egomaniac.
It's a bit of an
Um,
oddball.
he's a little gremlin man. Let's just say that. But
Why are we still talking about him like in present tense?
because he's
He's
still with
dead.
us.
You're
He's still
coping.
with us.
You're coping, Cameron.
No, I'm not. I don't like him as a person. Um, he, but the way that this film was made, all the sets, all of the techniques that we used to create things that you'd think watching it in a modern day would just be special effects done in post production on a computer. That was it's entirely practical. You know, I think one of the most impressive things for me was the opening of the um state of the space station's bay, and you see so many people working in such a tiny space. But that is not, you know, that's actual sets that were made and then used things like the as I was talking to Chris the other night about the Pepper's ghost illusion to
Yeah.
project that onto a mini set.
Just for the audience, by the way, imagine like a mirror with a person in front of it and a light in front of that person. It's shining on that person, creates a shadow. The mirror reflects that shadow's light up onto a secondary mirror or like glass pane in front of like an actor, and it sort of like gives an illusion of a ghost or something.
So
You can tell me
I
I'm wrong, but
no, that's practically how you do it.
Yeah, that's it.
There's a bit more nuance to it, but
That's basically it.
you, yeah. Like I'm gonna disagree with Kaya here regarding the film's rewatchability because to me this film has a lot of rewatchability due to me not seeing things in the same way that I did before regarding the technical direction and creation of the actual scene. There's new techniques that I've learnt about that I'm like, oh wow, they use that there, and I didn't even realize, but it still enhances the scene. So that's more about me though, rather than this movie. I will say this movie is very incomprehensible in terms of a story. If you want the actual story of a Space Odyssey, um go read the books.
There's several.
It's a bit of a weird one. There's three different books.
Ah.
Because they made the sequel into a movie 2010, but the book there was another sequel that never got made because it was a trilogy going up to actually I think it may have been four books, I can't remember, but went up to 3001, and that went a lot more into the whole evolution of humanity and the whole thing of the space baby. um I know that Chris's eye twitches a little whenever I say those two words
Wait, you're
next to
telling
each
me
other.
there's a sequel?
There's two sequels.
2010, the year we make content. Why have I never heard of this?
kill me.
Why have I
Kill
never?
me now.
Why have I never heard of this?
Oh,
What?
God.
Because people watched 2001 and were like, what the fuck was that?
Never watching that again. It does me brain damage.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I think it's a profound film in the literal meaning of profound, in the sense that I guess when you watch it, if you actually pay attention to the story, which is hard to do, but if you actually pay attention to the story, you can come away with your own thoughts. But that's not really the point of any abstract cinema. We were discussing this in a lecture on Disney versus UPA, and I do think that animation plays a big portion into this because the level of detail that goes into projects like this does sort of is comparable to the level of detail that goes into some animated films, particularly at the time. Um, so for a little history lesson, after the Disney strike of 1940, um, a bunch of animators left to go form United Pictures America, which really pushed the medium of animation because Walt Disney had this idea that everything had to be realistic, everything had to be realistic movement, had to imitate life, had to imitate cinema, so people would watch it. What the UPA thought was that if they went more into the abstract, went more into the cartoon medium as a whole, they made stories that utilize the fact that these are drawings on a piece of paper, then they would be able to advance the medium, and that they did. Gerald Goes Boing Boing is unironically
What?
unironically a film that I think people should watch. It's like 5 minutes long. But Gerald Goes Boing Boing is actually a very technically amazing film. And the point of abstract film is not to make a story that's going to last for generations, but is simply to advance the medium of which mainstream film can do. Because mainstream film and mainstream animation, by proxy, is bound by what has worked. It is sort of a curse in the sense that executives don't want to try things because trying things loses them money. Now, 2001: A Space Odyssey had $10 million at the time, and was made on around $10 million at the time. And I need to quickly just check what that is for inflation. But it was a
Um,
relatively small film, and it managed to achieve all of this. Well,
10
19.
million back in 1968. That would be a lot, actually. Wouldn't that be like damn near 50, 60 mil?
um,
It would be. Hang on,
Around $9, and so this is accounting for inflation. So it was actually it was
So
around
90
12
million?
million. So 1, 2, 3.
I'm
90,
just
90
googling it.
million. It's
90
90.
million is a lot.
90.
Not
Yeah.
not for current films.
Not for
Not
current
for.
films. Even by current film standards, like pretty much every film these days has upwards of like
200
upwards
million.
at 200 million. Like I think Furiosa, that new Mad Max film that looks kind of mid, but I'll still see it anyway. That one has a budget of around 180 million. I think a lot of superhero films, particularly when they started losing money, have had like $300 million budgets. Like, hang on, let me check what the Marvel's budget was.
Marvel's budget was about 300 million. Like things like I know we talked about this like
Marvel.
last episode. Like things like Prey having 65 million. They're the they're the exception. Like you
Mm.
can make very good films that look very good on a smaller budget, but Prey is considered a small budget feature film.
Yeah, like the Marvels had $270 million behind it. Um, and it doesn't even remotely look like what Space Odyssey looks like. But the thing is that Space Odyssey's whole thing, as Cameron's pointing out, is just the technique. Isn't that right, Cameron?
It was using every technique to its absolute capacity, and then basically trying to push it even further. Yes.
Yeah. And I think that's the unique part of abstract cinema that I can sort of appreciate, is that it does sort of teach you things about the process rather than the story. Because, I don't know, I think some filmmakers, when they watch this, are like, damn, that's a pretty cool spaceship. how the fuck did they do that?
And then look at the process. Yeah, I get you, I get you.
Yeah, and that's kind of the point of abstract cinema. It doesn't take away from the fact that I still think that some abstract cinema loses me because I require a plot sometimes. I'm a beta cuck. I'm a beta cuck plot cell. I'm so I'm so
Cringe.
I'm so Western narrative core. I I'm so I'm so
Oh,
hero's journey pilled.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard you say in my life. What the fuck?
I don't know. This movie I think gave me very vivid dreams the next night. This
Really?
Yeah,
movie,
like you were taking LSD.
no,
Really?
like, yeah, like
I had
Chris
my
the
regular
next day.
dreams.
Chris the next day, I think Chris can recite this to me,
I
but
think there
like
were a few
Chris the
more
next day
colours.
alleged that he had nightmares about the space baby.
I
Didn't
mean,
you, Chris?
I will say I had my regular dreams, but I for some reason I swear there was more colors. Like it was brighter than usual. I don't know, shapes and colors.
This movie has completely warped the way that your brain
I
is.
gotta be completely honest. I think my cat Harriet was enjoying the movie more than I was. She was very invested. She sat next to me and we watched it together, and she was so interested and like so staring at the screen so intently while I was making loom bracelets because I needed something to occupy part of my brain. Otherwise, I would have been so incredibly bored. Like, the first hour went by so fast. I was like, holy shit, it's been an hour. And I really regret checking how long it had been. Because then the rest of it dragged on forever. Just like, oh my god.
If I were to redo the story a little bit, and maybe this is something the editor could have done, but I don't know much about
No.
Stanley Kubrick. From what I've heard from epic rap battles of history, um, what I've heard from what I've heard from epic rap battles of history, uh, Kubrick was a very is hands on an understatement.
That is the understatement of the century, yes.
Ahem. Uh,
Basically, he basically forces himself into every role.
self-slavery a thing?
Um, More that he has a very specific vision, and if you don't do it the exact way that he wants, he will basically say, "Fuck off! I'm doing it myself."
Yeah, pretty much. It's like,
Mm.
you know, if you want something done right, you have to do it yourself sort of thing.
Yeah, he
That's
took
sort
that to
of
the
his
extreme.
that is his whole like directing like mindset basically. Um yeah, he had a very specific vision in mind, and that's okay. Um yeah,
To say the least.
to say the least.
Yeah,
He was
but I
he had a very strong personality.
but if I were to fix the film's plot a little bit, I think I think personally I would have just cut out the stuff about the cut out the stuff of like the guy going to where the obelisk was found and then getting like the brain hemorrhage. You could maybe keep it in, but it kind of just took up stuff and it didn't really do much. Um, like keep it mysterious. I don't want to know this thing's for an abstract film. I find it weird that it has a whole segment dedicated to saying, "Oh yeah, these things are putting off massive radio waves," unlike that of like nickel or iron. I think they should just cut that out, and they should have kept it Hal, Dave, and Freddy. Because even in an example I brought up earlier, the Fantastic Mr. Ripley, like the director changes stuff from the book because it works better. Like he enhances the main character's gay love with another character because he's like it was only implied in the book, but I want it not implied because I think it works better. And I think if they did the actual Space Odyssey from the
bro,
get go, and then
bro just wrote the book as fan fiction.
then
He made the movie fanfiction.
and fuck. Okay, I need to.
I wanted him gay.
Tell me I'm
I
wrong. Tell
needed
me
him
I'm wrong.
gay.
Tell me
You're
I'm
not
wrong.
wrong. You're not wrong.
Why are you booing
But
me? I'm
like,
right.
you're not wrong. And apparently the movie that I'm referring to is the Better Saltburn, so I'm interested in seeing it. Um, but like, um, in this film, I would have kept the monkey stuff till like when he's having the LSD vision, and like have it be that this monolith has been here for like ever, and like it was the reason humanity evolved. I think that would have been neat. And then I don't know, develop Hal a little bit more. That would have been. I just like Hal. I just
I
think
do,
Hal's neat.
I do like Hal.
Yes.
Bro, the fucking shot of like the monkey just like beating the other one over the head with a fucking bone was so funny to me for some reason. I don't know why. It just
Damn,
looks
okay.
so like
A
well, because
brothering
like it's
trait.
so it's very obvious that these are like people in suits, right? And it's just so funny the idea of these people in gorilla suits hitting each other with like sticks.
I mean,
okay,
I
I
mean, you
told
can
this to Alex
understand.
last night, but I think I remember something about Kubrick sending the people to like live with monkeys for a bit to like learn the mannerisms or something.
Bruh.
I don't remember hearing about that.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, this is Kubrick we're talking about. I'm not
It,
surprised
it
if that's
wouldn't
the
be
case.
surprising.
Let's just say that.
Look Kubrick moment.
Kubrick moment.
Oh, he is a weird goblin man.
He's a weird
Let's
little
just-
guy. Okay,
I mean,
one. Look, I gotta
sorry,
be
go ahead.
honest. As much as I like say like, oh, I fucking hated watching it. Like as genuinely as like thinking about it, I don't actually have that much like extremely strong like negative. I'm playing it up for views. um, but like the thing that like genuinely pissed me off, and I posted about this on my spam Instagram account story. Alex saw it. Um, they had 4 Russian characters, and not a single one of them had a Russian accent. And it like they
Yeah.
were on for like 5-10 minutes, and I was just like, you have Slavic names, why don't you have Slavic accents? Look man, I get this is the 60s and they were in the height of this like the whole Cold War Soviet Union shit, but like if you're going to include Russians in the movie, at least put a fucking accent on them. Like it's really not that hard. Russian as an accent in the 60s, like back when they didn't fucking care about, you know, being like accurate and shit. Russian is an accent that's kind of fucking easy to do. It's not that difficult. Um, come on, guys. I was watching. I'm just molding, sitting in my chair, just like, what the fuck. Random thing to
Yeah.
get hung up on, but that's what I like to do about movies. I like being nitpicky about random scenes.
Yeah, it's part of the fun for some people. I know I'm like that.
Anything
Space
else you want
baby.
to add, Cameron?
No, I've said my piece. I more wanted to see your guys' opinions on it.
I
Right,
actually
I mean,
I am
it's
quite
alright.
I'm quite glad you're giving us abstract films to watch, because despite my usual not dislike but apprehension uh to um to abstract films, despite that, I I am actually I'm quite glad. I'm quite glad that we get to watch some of them, because they do sort of challenge the more mainstream way of making film. That being said, Kubrick needs an editor. Some of those shots went on for way too long.
Oh my fucking god. I think, genuinely, I think probably at least 20 to 30 minutes could have been cut because it was just like static shots that went on for too long. I'm just sitting
See,
here like,
I
bro,
like
I get it. I get that like it's very purposeful, but like, man, this movie is 2.5 hours long.
oh,
And
we're
it
gonna
has a
have some
little
editing
thing in the
discussions when
top
we get to
corner
the
telling
Batman.
you how long
I
it is.
don't mind.
I
the
actually really
2.5
liked
hours.
that.
I mind that it's 2.5 hours of lead up to a space baby.
Go on, Chris.
Bro
Go on,
turned
Chris.
into a
Speak your
kettle.
truth.
Bro,
Go on, Chris.
Alex
I
turned
was
into a fucking
escaping this
kettle.
hellhole of space, baby. I have said my piece. I had a mental breakdown about the fucking space, baby. I'm not having another one. Good.
No, come on,
Okay,
come on,
okay,
Chris. Come on,
change your
Chris. What,
topic.
what, hap-
Change your topic.
what happened in that nightmare, Chris? What happened? What did you?
No, no, no.
Okay. Change your topic.
Denied.
I actually really liked the little thing in the top corner that had like the codec and everything. I thought it was cool. When I first turned it on, I'm like, what the fuck is this supposed to be here? I like I messaged the group chat like, is this on purpose or is my Netflix bugging out? But like. Yeah, I actually really liked it. I didn't like that it was constantly reminding me that I still have an hour and a half to go
No,
with this nonsense.
I don't think that's on purpose. I don't remember that being there every other time that I've watched it.
Alex said it was on purpose.
It was
I-
on purpose. Chris and I watched it entirely legally on a site I will not disclose,
Yeah.
Dude.
I
and
know.
and it was there too.
I
We watched it on Stan. Real.
Hold on, I'm looking
hang
this
on.
up.
No, I don't think it is. I was a bit confused by that. By that message because no, it's not. There is no codec in the entire film. This
Eh?
film didn't have a codec.
Yeah, true. I
How would you give this like? I was very confused by your message. I just didn't. I was like, oh, that must just be a thing with the version that Netflix has.
Wait, what's the issue? Is it just because it's like the 2 minutes of silence? Not 2 minutes of silence, 2 minutes of darkness.
Huh?
I'm confused.
No,
We're
so Kai
we're
is saying that
talking
there was the
about we're
film
talking about
codec.
the film codec that's in the top left corner. That it has the length,
Oh,
the video
yeah, that-
format,
no,
the
that-
audio format, and the text.
No, see, I don't know why that's there on Netflix. That wasn't on
I think
Stan.
you just had your codec enabled.
How did I do
it-
that?
On Netflix. I don't know, probably your cat.
What? No,
I blame
no,
your
If
no,
you go-
what?
cat for this.
Go to Netflix and see if you have stats for nerds enabled.
I
What?
blame your fucking.
It's literally
codec
called
for that.
Stats for Nerds.
No, because I watch this on my TV.
Yeah, no, check if it's on there.
Huh?
Yeah.
I
What
have
the fuck?
achieved the
Your
shortcut.
stepdad's a nerd.
No, because it's not the same as on the TV downstairs on my parents. Like stuff. It's only on
Again,
the one
check that
upstairs.
TV.
My PlayStation
Check
is
the TV.
fucked with my Netflix. What?
No, I don't think that's what's happened.
What the fuck?
I think it may have been enabled somehow by accident or bugged. I was very confused by that
No,
message
because
because I was like, that's
I'm
not
looking this
usually
up.
there.
I'm looking this up and it's not.
Anyways, technical issues aside.
Anyway,
So
ratings.
guys,
We
what
haven't
would
actually done the
yeah,
ratings yet.
cookies.
Well, ratings first and then cookies.
I give Hal 18 gigabyte of RAM cookie.
We're not doing cookies. Fine.
Yes,
Okay,
we
no.
are.
I said we had
And
to
my
do
rating?
ratings.
My rating? Solid 6 out of 10. And Hal gets a 32 gigabyte RAM cookie. Because I think he needs more memory. I like Hal, my funny little guy. Funny little guy. I love him. He's never done anything wrong. The fucking pilots deserved it.
I have two different ratings purely. Okay, so on a personal level, I'd give it a 4, but I think it's as like a film student on a technical
You
side, like
mean
obviously a
he-
10. It's a film that like while I don't personally like it, I think it's a film that every person who wants to make film, whether it's live action or animation, I think is something that every film and animation student should watch. That's my opinion.
Hmm.
And
Watch
Cookie?
it if you watch it if
My-
you want to get brain fucked. That's my rating.
My cookie, I'm giving Hal like those browser cookies, you know, when they're like, you must accept our cookies.
That's infinitely funnier than what I said. Shit.
Yeah, fuck you.
I'm gonna give David a LSD cookie because he fucking took LSD before the final scene.
That's so funny.
I give it to whoever kills the space baby.
No one kills the space baby.
Please kill the space baby.
No, it
I
doesn't
am
kill.
part of the space baby kill squad. Volunteer.
Chris is going to be the one to kill the space baby in the third movie.
Will die by my hand.
We're gonna make the third movie, and we're gonna have Chris kill the space baby.
It's it's just me pulling the trigger and then lights out for like an hour and a half. It's just like how Kubrick would do it.
It's like the always has been meme.
I'll give the cookie to whoever fucking kills that stupid baby in Earth's orbit. What do you think the US was thinking when they saw a baby enter the orbit? Like an embryo. Like, what do you think they were thinking? Do you think because this was 2001, this would be Bush.
Alright, we
This would be
need to
Bush.
get the squad in.
This-
we got
this
another
is-
one of them.
Wait. Is this pre or post 9/11? Because I think there
you
would
know
be
what?
very different
What the
reactions. There would be
Yeah,
very
yeah,
different
Bush doesn't
reactions.
want-
Ah yes, Al Qaeda has summoned the space baby. Get the nukes.
Bush
Bush
has
is about
summoned
to
a
do
space
9/11, then
baby.
he's like, he's about to do 9/11, then he's like, sir, a baby.
A baby,
baby
has
has
entered the
hit-
orbit.
A
Oh,
baby
yeah,
has
man.
hit the Pentagon.
The baby with a gun.
It's a baby
J.J.
with a
Akutami
gun.
would shamelessly steal this concept
It's a baby with
50
a
years
plane.
later for Jujutsu Kaisen.
No, don't say that there's gonna be a space baby in Jujutsu
There
Kaisen.
is a fucking baby in the sky.
There is a baby in the sky in JJK.
Can we get rid of Kubrick from like the timelines? We don't need
Chris,
him.
he's
like-
dead.
yeah, but like
He's pretty much gotten rid of, he's dead.
He's already gone.
Like, realistically,
Anyway.
what more do you want?
Actor Stanley Kubrick has been terrible. to me.
Anyway, yeah, movies. Predictions.
Oh,
Thank you,
oh
everyone.
shit, yeah.
I was
I'm
spinning that
hoping
wheel.
for Conan.
I'm really hoping that we don't get Fantastic Four in this.
I'm
Okay,
so
you can
crying.
hope that we don't get something, but what do you hope we get?
Jujutsu Kaisen 0 because Gege Akutami shamelessly ripped off the Space Odyssey 50 years later.
Okay, I'm gonna say what I do and what I don't want. What I don't want, I'm really not in the mood to watch Dune this week.
I'm really not in the... Actually, no, guys, I just realized I do have a third abstract film on my list.
What is it? What is it?
A third space
Now you
baby
see
has
me
hit
too.
has hit the fucking
Now
planet.
you see me too. Oh my god, one with Daniel Radcliffe,
I
let's
fucking
go.
hope we get Now You See Me Too. I love that movie. I
Oh,
saw that movie
oh my
in
God.
cinemas.
Can we have a normal
Same.
one, please?
No.
Chris, not a
Please.
single
No.
movie on this list is normal. We fucking shot
Conan
down
the
5.
Barbarian! Conan the Barbarian!
Actually, you know what would be great to watch right after Space Odyssey? Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh, fucking hell no.
What's wrong with everywhere?
It is a,
I
it is
think,
it
I
is
think your
another
brain is already
Chris, it is a second LSD trip.
I watched it. It's good. It's good. I like
I'd like to
Anyway.
see Mad God.
I
Mm,
would
here
like
we
to
go.
see. I would like to see. Either Superman or Harakiri.
Oh, fuck. Oh, God.
I don't want to see Watchmen.
Oh.
Thank God.
Oh,
No.
Come on, evil. No.
Hey! Oh, that was close. Let's
Oh.
go.
I
So
got
so
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 scared.
so for the viewers at
There was Conan the Barbarian right above that. Fuck me.
So for the viewers at home, we originally had Evil Dead 1 on the list, but basically we decided Evil Dead 2 is the exact same as the first movie, just with a better production
With-
budget,
with a
and
higher
also
budget
minus the scene with the tree. So
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. so yeah, we swapped it with Conan the Barbarian.
Minus Sam Raimi's biggest regret in filmmaking. Um,
So yeah, Evil Dead 2. That's exciting.
yippee!
Yeah.
Yippee!
That is
Alright.
pretty cool.
It'll be a
Pretty
dub.
poggers.
Yeah, well, thank you everyone for listening. I do just want to warn people about something. So, every one of our listeners, Kaya and I, in a couple of weeks, will be going off to Winton for 2 weeks. So, we just wanted to let you know, one of two things or three things is going to happen.
Yeah.
Either we just won't post for 2 weeks, either we'll post, but it'll all be in advance, so we'll basically watch 3 films in 1 week and then do like reviews on every one of them. Or while Kaya and I are away, Cameron and Chris will do filler episodes and potentially watch M. Night Shyamalan's peak movie
No.
Split,
With
No.
our friend Karina,
who
Wait,
has
is that
DID.
M. Night
who
Shyamalan?
has
That is M. Night
DID.
Shyamalan.
I didn't realize it was
And
M.
then
Night
you-
Shyamalan.
It is M. Night Shyamalan, the same guy who made Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Midnight.
And the beach that makes you old.
Fucking,
The
oh
beach.
my god, that movie.
Oh, the beach that makes you old.
Beach that makes you
That
old.
makes you old.
Beach or sea.
I thought that was a meme until I realized, oh, that's a movie.
Yeah,
That's the actual movie.
the fact that it's literally just called Old.
Yeah,
The
he's
beach
made a
that
new
makes you
movie
old.
that's coming out that looks actually like hot steaming garbage, but that's just
What
M.
is
Night
it?
Shyamalan
I
for you. I
haven't-
don't know. I
That's
don't actually know the
Night
title of it because he
Shyamalan.
titles
Looking it up.
he titles his movies weird things like I don't know, Old and Avatar: The
beach
Last
that makes you
Airbender.
old.
I can't believe that he got to make a movie called Avatar: The Last Airbender. Like, why didn't Nickelodeon come down on him with copyright for that one? Like, that's weird.
Anyways,
Anyways,
thank you for watching this week's episode.
Thank you. This was
No,
very fun.
fuck you. You people made me watch this garbage. I hate the audience.
Alex, it's called Trap.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Trap.
yeah,
What is it
trapped
with-
on the beach that makes you old.
M. Night Shyamalan try to have more than one word movie fucking.
Yeah, he
names
did.
Anyway,
Avatar: The
Most-
Last
a-
Airbender.
most cheese
anyway,
things that he
thank you
names.
all for watching. We will see you next week where we watch Evil Dead 2, and we will see you
I-
next time in the cookie jar. Goodbye.